Hello, and welcome to the McTaggart Attack Podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart, and in today's episode, I'm going to read aloud some of the comments I've gotten from the past couple episodes that I've done regarding Johnny Depp. I've done 2 videos on Johnny Depp. I did one video on Johnny Depp where I read 2 articles, and based on those articles, I determined my opinion, because this is my podcast and this is my opinion. I'm not the official decider in any of this. It's just my opinion that I thought Johnny Depp was not the victim in this situation. People, and I've commented, or I've made that video, and then I made another video where I realized I might be wrong, and I might be. Who knows? I don't know. But I've gotten over 100 comments from both videos. So I decided to go ahead and spend this podcast episode reading most of the comments from the first video, which is linked in the show notes if you want to take a look at it and read those comments for yourself. People on YouTube are mean. People who comment on YouTube videos are mean. This video has over 100 dislikes now. And I could never be more proud of that. This video that I'm reading the comments from has really helped my self-esteem. It's really helped me realize that I really should not give a fuck what anybody thinks. This was my opinion based on what I read. I quickly read 2 articles to see what was going on with the situation, with this Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation. And I read those articles, and I made my opinion. Was I wrong? Probably. Was I right? Who knows? But a lot of people were mad at me about it, and they weren't nice about it. So I read those comments in today's podcast episode. So I hope you enjoy it. And if you want to leave a comment, maybe someday I'll read your comment in a future podcast episode. So enjoy. Okay, here's the first comment. I don't understand the point of this. You state at the beginning that you thought one thing, and then you found something out that changed your mind. But, and it's a big but, you haven't looked into any the evidence that is out there, which is easy to look up. I'm reading these word for word, so if you screwed up words, then I'm going to read it exactly how you fucking told me. You appear to have read some articles which do not at all portray the truth. Here, let give you a link that explains it all quickly and easier to understand. Then, if you feel you want to look into it properly, as I and many other people have, you can then do another podcast retracting this statement. I looked at the video that this person sent me, and I questioned the validity of this video because it looked like some video that someone just made. They barely had like 800 subscribers on YouTube. I don't think there were that many views for that matter. I didn't take much credit into this video at all. Let's keep going, shall we? The next one asked, did Amber Heard pay you? No. I replied to this, nope. I just have my opinions based on what I read. Then someone else replied, yeah, based off the garbage media. There we go with the stupid mainstream media shit again. I'm sick and tired of people complaining because something came from the mainstream media. I don't care where it came from. I read the 2 best articles. The 2 top articles when I Google searched it. That's what I did. I read 2 articles for my podcast. My podcast, which is my opinion. I can say whatever I want in my podcast. Get your own podcast if you want to do something. Did Amber Heard pay you? That's just fucking stupid. Here's another one. I have a question for you. Do you believe men can be victims of domestic abuse? Yes. I think men can be victims of domestic abuse. Maybe Johnny Depp is a victim of domestic abuse. I don't know. Probably was. He probably was. And Amber Heard is probably a psycho. Who knows? Maybe Johnny Depp's a psycho. I really don't know. Seriously, I don't understand you people who enjoy saying negative shit to people in YouTube comments. It's annoying but hilarious at the same time. Someone else commented giving me the I think this is a link to the the petition to get Amber Heard taken off Aquaman 2. Let me just say that I had no idea that Amber Heard was in Aquaman. I did not know that was her. I didn't realize it was her until maybe 2 years after I actually saw Aquaman. So, there you go. So anyone who calls me an Amber Heard fan, I'm not. Anyway, the next question is a good one. Do you have any logic? Yes. I think I replied to this too. I replied yes. And then they replied, then how can you say negative comments on Depp? Easy. I read 2 articles. And I don't think he was the victim. I'm sure he's not. I'm sure he probably is the victim now, okay? But I'm still holding judgment out on that because it's a he said, she said thing. These comments are hilarious. Oh, here's another one that said, with the proof of Amber Heard being a manipulative liar coming out in the media, do you think your opinion will stay the same, or will it change as the courts reveal more of both parties? Yes. The more information that I get about it, I'm sure that my opinion will change. I'm sure that my opinion will change because I'm going to look into it more. Definitely. Here's another one. I like this one. This one was good. I think so. I think it was good. It says, some constructive criticism because this was a poorly put together argument. Okay. You could have just said some constructive criticism without ripping my argument. One read more than 2 articles that are clearly one-sided. Let me read that again. 1. Read more than 2 articles that are clearly one-sided. 2. Edit yourself. This is painful to watch. Get your ideas together. The reason she is the villain is because she's playing this martyr for domestic abuse. In reality, she is just as violent as he was at best, and a manipulative, violent bitch at the worst. What makes this case so bad is how one-sided this has been without any proper proof or any case he was found guilty of. He lost a libel case that is actually really hard to win. Not in London. They're pretty hard to lose. And he lost. Judge had ties to the paper and to Amber Heard to make matters worse. Johnny is literally guilty until he can prove innocent. As a man, you should be concerned that a woman can just say you beat her. Show some doctored photos of bruises, say you did it, and despite having police and other professional opinions stating the contrary, you literally have to prove you did not do it. You don't have to like him or her to see that is a problem. Do a little more digging on both sides, and you will see how bad the mainstream media forced their narrative on you. It only took 2 articles to fit that narrative for you. If you really look into this, it will make you wonder how often you were fooled into believing what they want you to believe. The other issue is cancel culture sucks. I can't read on that, but this post is already long enough. Then somebody told me to listen to the audio recordings if you haven't already. First-hand sources are always better than those articles. Main media supports outdated values. I've heard snippets of the audio recording since I did these episodes, and I am pretty much convinced that Amber Heard is a psycho. So, if that makes you feel any better, then good. If it doesn't make you feel any better, then I don't really care. Let's see. Here's another comment that says, before stating something this accusatory, you really should inform yourself better and not only read 2 articles. Everybody's on the read 2 articles thing. At least I read some articles. Some people give their opinion without doing any research at all. I know, because I've done that. Please get your facts straight. And if you reach a different conclusion after that, please delete this video. I will not delete this video. I will not delete this video. No, not going to delete this video. Or that video. I mean, I'm keeping this video. Just a few things you could look up. Oh. Yeah. Here's another one. Here's one of my favorite comments. Did Amber paid you? No. Then this same person wrote, you need some help. Go to hospital. Mental. No. Then my friend Heather says, this is the best thing ever. Have a nice day. Because I had told her how many dislikes I had got. I'd gotten like 12 dislikes at this point. I have 106 dislikes on this video now, which is amazing. Let's see what else is there. Oh, this was a good one. I'm almost 6 minutes in, and I was about to listen more and prepared to accept your opinion. But the moment you mentioned that your sources are 2 articles from the media, I just cannot take you seriously. Court documents are available to the public, so I don't know why you chose articles from the media that is obviously one-sided. At least try to look for articles that reports on both sides. The articles you mentioned only talked about Johnny's bad side. But what about Amber's bad side? Because there are tons too. If you want to be fair, read everything about both sides. The good and the bad. At least question everything too. I mean, that's good advice. It's good advice, I guess. And, let's see. Another one was, this such disingenuous question is, to their point, it's not even funny, and you are supposed to be a comedian. Yes, I'm supposed to be a comedian. Some people find me funny, some people don't find me funny. Comedy is subjective. Let's see what else we have for comments here. I'm going to save you some time. Dumbass's logic is as follows. Oh, this guy summarized the podcast episode, which was great. JD is guilty because he sued 2 entities. Case closed. Yeah, that pretty much sums up this podcast episode that I'm reading the comments from. So thank you, sir, or madam, or whatever the fuck you are. Here's another one. Do your research. Listen to the tapes. That woman has NPD. What's NPD? Narcissistic personality disorder? I don't know. And is well known for being abusive. She has arrests for it. Her words are exactly how my abuser spoke to me. I didn't punch you, I slapped you. I'm sure she's an abuser. I'm sure she's the abuser in this situation. Here's another one. Articles are not sources of facts. Nothing to do with Depp. It's just common knowledge. I looked at these articles and they were stating facts. They were stating comments from people. Did anyone read the articles that I put in the show notes of that episode? Maybe you should have done that. Maybe you should have done your research before you ripped me for my research. Wow, you were so uninformed. I agree. Those were the facts. You so horribly spewed. Okay, thank you. Horribly spewed. Alright. I highly advise you to do more research before making a video about the subject. This is my 3rd video about the subject. And I've done a little bit more research, so thank you for that. Johnny Depp is the victim. More research needed. Amber continuously lies. All her stories are fabrications. She told various media she was donating her $7 million divorce settlement to 2 charities, $3.5 million each, and she's not a gold digger. Neither charity received a cent. Court case in London was flawed because the judge's son works for a UK radio station, which is owned by the Murdoch Empire, which also owns Sun newspaper. So the defendant in the libel case is connected to the judge by DNA, so the trial had a huge conflict of interest hanging over it. Okay, thanks. You are wrong. JD is completely innocent. And yes, he is the victim. Do your research. A complete research before talking about this. We are with JD, and we believe in him. You can find documents, videotapes, audios, and so on. And do not believe what the media or the newspapers like The Sun or the Hollywood Reporter talk about JD, because they only tell lies, and more lies that come from another turd and her team. Amber Turd and her team. Justice for my beloved JD. Keep fighting. JD, not matter what. No, never give up. Wow, seriously, you should look at the comments in these videos to read how horribly written they were. Whilst you are entitled to your opinion, please look into the audio recordings, blah, 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 audio recordings. Look at the research, look at the audio recordings. Here's one, utter rubbish, 2 articles, what a load of trash. Yeah, whatever. I read 2 articles. Which is more articles than most of the people who have commented in these comments have read. So there. Oh. Here's another one. I'm not going to read all of these. They're all basically telling me not to get my research from articles. Why? It's bullshit. That's a bullshit thing to say. If it's a well-written article and if they have quotes from people and they have facts in there and they talk about what happened in cases and stuff like that, why the hell can't I get it in the articles? What if I read an article that's a transcribe of Amber Heard's audio comments? That's an article I can read then, right? Someone gave me a thumbs down emoji. Retract and delete. Nope. I will not retract and delete. Yeah, all of these talking about Amber's arrest history, telling me to read the research. Do some research, man. Amber Heard is a disgrace. AH is a disgrace. JD for life. Oh. Someone also gave me the link to remove her from Aquaman 2. I think I talked about that already. Have you heard the tapes? Yes, I've heard the tapes. I was reading all of these comments, but like I don't want to bore anybody. Here is the last comment that I will read, because a lot of these other comments all basically told me to do the same thing. And I think I've read most of the good comments already. So we'll end with this comment, because this one actually supported me. And it explains my stance on this, I think, pretty well. Brown Bennett was the YouTube user here. So I'm going to mention his name because he or she supported me, like I said. I thought I did. Anyway. Hey, McTaggart. Big time fan. Just leaving a comment to say, sorry you're getting so much nonsense and hate for only wanting to express your point of views from what you've read. It's embarrassing to see for anyone involved, instead of people from both sides wanting to educate you on their beliefs and their sides of what's going on. They immediately attack you and say some pretty rotten stuff. Yeah, a lot of the people who commented were pretty mean, telling me how stupid I am and do my research, when I don't think they did any research at all. If you're going to be mean to me, I'll be mean to you back. For now, I suggest you just wait to see what's happening in the Virginia lawsuit to conclude, since that can help educate you on ongoing matters as well. As they say, once an accident, twice a coincidence, 3 times a pattern. Good luck and take care of yourself. Yeah, I'm going to wait on that Virginia lawsuit and I'll do an episode on it then. I'll probably still do some research on this, and I may do some more episodes on this topic since it seems to have gotten a lot of traction. But these are the comments from the first video I did when I called Johnny Depp a villain. I may also go into the comments of the other video that I did because I want to be snarky. And if these people are going to blast me on YouTube, I'm going to read their comments without mentioning their names on my podcast, because it's my podcast and it's my opinion and I can do what I want on my podcast. And if you don't like what I'm doing on my podcast, then you don't have to download it or watch it or listen to it. Why would you listen or watch a video or a podcast that you don't enjoy? If you're going to write a novel in a YouTube video, if you're going to write a novel in the comment of a YouTube video, don't. Because then that snarky podcast host might read it in a future podcast episode, like I did today. Hey, thank you so much for watching and or listening to the podcast today. I really appreciate it. If you watched it on YouTube, please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and like the video. And if you listen to it on an audio podcast, please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to the podcast. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack Podcast is cooking.